right, let's get started. So today we're going to be looking at our chakras. And it's okay if you don't know what that means because we will walk through them one at a time. But essentially, there are 7 different large, think of it as being structural, just large areas that really experience our energy in our body. And we're going to be talking about them as we meditate. I'm going to be teaching you about them. I'm going to be walking you through a reflective type meditation. And we're going to try to just really show some respect to ourselves and our experiences, where we've been, where we're going, and also help you clear some things out. So when we think about, through this whole healing series, we're going to be looking at different oils and stones that we can use. And, if you think about a chakra and a stone or an oil to pair with it, some of that might just be what your own intuition might help you with. And some of it might be what you might learn from a book or by Googling it. For example, if I'm thinking of my solar plexus or like having a nervous tummy, I might think about chamomile. It really helps with that kind of a nervous feeling. But somebody else might use chamomile in a different way. I might think about rose for being like for my heart chakra, which is where we experience a lot of love and care. We think about roses for Valentine's Day. It's just even culturally, it's a way of expressing love. But it's also one of the highest frequency essential oils out there. So if you're looking to raise your vibration, you might think of rose. So if I were really trying to get in touch with my crown chakra, I might also think about using rose. So there's just a lot of different ways to kind of dance around and use your oils intuitively. I know a lot of people use black tourmaline, the stone, for example, as a protector. But I mean, I might use it for grounding for my root chakra. So there's lots of different ways that you can be thinking about some of these things. But if you enjoy this chakra meditation, know that you can incorporate other things to help you really get up in those chakras individually to make it really that much more, give it that much more depth. Let's get started. We're going to just close our eyes or soften our gaze and really take a couple of nice, deep, cleansing breaths. If you can tolerate breathing through your nose, go for it. Slower than you normally would, deeper than you normally would. I'm in my home office today and we just got a new puppy. I'm going to apologize ahead of time if we hear some barking, but hopefully we'll be okay. Really breathing. Sometimes we do a body scan and we look for tension in our body, or we look for just droopiness and tired in our bodies. But today we're not going to look through our physical body, we're going to look through our energetic body. I want you to think about your root chakra. Your root chakra comes out of your tailbone. So think about it really when you're sitting, it really roots you in. You're just solidly sitting in a solid base. So we spend a good bit of our days sitting. I also think of it as being in my feet. Imagine a strong root system coming out of your bottom, coming out of your feet. Use your imagination. Watch it go deep into the earth. Take a slow inhale, and as you exhale that slowly and deeply, watch your roots expand strong and deep into the earth. How's your soil? Does it have what your root system needs? Is your root system fighting the soil? Is the soil working with your roots? Is it hydrated? Let's say you're checking in with your roots and you notice they're sticking up out of the ground and it doesn't feel good. It's because you're in that energetic space. See what it would be like within your imagination to add more soil to it. See if your roots accept it. You might need some more moisture. What right now, you're playing around with that energetic experience. Am I allowed to provide more healing for myself? So, your root chakra is all about safety and stability. It would be hard to feel really grounded if you had to worry about your basic needs, paying the bills, or where am I living, or do we have enough food? That's not our only safety. Safety within our relationships, physical safety, safety from illness. How grounded have you felt in the past, let's say, week or so? Just take inventory. How grounded have you felt? I like to think of our chakras as having little, it's like little doorways, or I think of them as portals because I imagine them to be round. I imagine them to be spinning. I imagine them to have the ability to suck energy in, to push energy out. So if you think of the back side of you, right around your tailbone area, the back side of you, that would be the grounded energy that comes into you. Experiences that you experience that really help you ground. The front of your chakra is how it just influences the world, how your grounded energy influences others. Let's be real. If you're not in a space of feeling grounded, you haven't felt safe, that energy that goes out to others will not feel good. Just be aware. I like to go up to the complete polar opposite chakra. The root chakra is about just really being grounded into the earth. That space above your head is your crown chakra. Talked about this last week. This is where you receive messages and that information that's outside yourself. Could come from your God, could come from angels, the universe. However you organize it, however you feel into that space. When you hear from your guides, it's all about the health of your crown chakra. I hope you can hear my wind chimes in the back. Sometimes they help me get even deeper into the meditation. Imagine that space above your head. Just imagine that you can feel that opening. Again, sometimes we're healthy in this space, sometimes we're not. If your crown chakra is so open, that's all you talk about, that's all you think about. You think everything is about God or the universe, and it's hard for other people to hear it because it's too much. The opposite could be true. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in this. Unless it can be explained by science. That would be a really closed and tight crown chakra. Play with the size. Use your imagination to play with the size and see where the health of your crown chakra has been. Just think about the last week or so. Take inventory. You're next. We're going to go down from here to our forehead, that space. If your eyes in the middle of your forehead created a triangle, that would be your third eye. It's your seat of wisdom, even intuition. I mean, it's right next door to your crown chakra, so think about it. Being able to feel into your intuition, but then also to have the wisdom to discern. Is this really a message from my guides? Am I being balanced with this information? Wisdom within work, within relationships. Really assess, where has your intuition and your wisdom been? Think of the back of your chakra as all the wisdom and intuition that you just are experiencing flowing into you. It could even be from a mentor. All the wisdom that comes out of you. Just be aware. I love to think of the chakras being pretty fluid, being able to really take information from all sides, being able to sit without reaction and really use your wisdom, feeling comfortable to feel in and assess. Let's go down to your throat. Your throat chakra is all about communication. You know, if our energy wheel is huge, we might be yelling, screaming, saying hurtful things. If it's tight, we might just not really be able to talk. Might even have a lump in our throat. You can absolutely feel your chakras experiencing a flow of energy or an absence of energy. How's your communication been? Words that you've received from others through the back of your chakra, words and info that you're sharing out with others. And see how these chakras play with one another, using your intuition, using your wisdom before you speak. Feeling like you have a message from a guide, or you're hearing the voice of God, or an angel is influencing, and then being able to use your wisdom to discern before you speak. The next one is our heart chakra. This is our place of love. It's where we care and have compassion, but it's also where we really get our feelings hurt. If you're fighting with a loved one, you might literally feel your chest feel like it's going to crack. This is that energetic space. You know, in those moments, it's not your beating heart, but you feel it there. It's your heart chakra. Sometimes we close ourselves off from love. Sometimes we open ourselves so wide open that we're just taken advantage of. We don't use our intuition, our wisdom. Think about your heart chakra. What kind of love and care have you experienced in the last week or so? What kind of love and care have you put out into the world? And realistically, it could be the opposite. What kind of hurt and pain have you experienced? When we understand the energy spaces in our body that are impacted by our life, we can tailor our meditations to really just breathe and think about your heart chakra, or put an oil on your heart chakra and just breathe. moving down to our solar plexus, lower rib cage, above our belly button. This is your place of personal power and strength, your identity, who you are. When you feel strong on the inside, when you feel trampled upon, if you're in the middle of an identity crisis or you just are standing strong and firm in who you are, that's your solar plexus. Take inventory. How open, how tight has yours been? Do you protect yourself from others' power? Do you let other people see your power? Are you firm in your identity? Just assess how healthy that portal, that wheel has been, and then allow yourself to really process, how has my solar plexus been impacted in this past week or so, and how has it impacted others? Let's say my solar plexus was impacted by someone really picking on me. I might really feel that in my root chakra. I might really feel unsafe and might want to just really ground in to help with that part of it. And breathe. I really need to speak to my heart chakra and see, have I experienced wounds? Let that chakra speak. And I go back down to my solar plexus. Say, okay, how has this impacted how I really think about myself? How I really feel into my own identity? See how they're connected. But when we organize it like this, and we learn to feel into every different one, it's an easier treatment plan to helping ourselves feel heard and helping ourselves heal. The last one we haven't explored yet is that space below your belly button, but above the root chakra. It's your sacral. So we might think of this space as being the house of our sexuality and sensuality. It is, but it's also creativity. It's also emotion. Think about how those play together. Creation, creating a painting, living wild in your passion, experiencing emotions that are so fluid. I think of the heading for your sacral chakra as being creation. Allow yourself to explore this freer chakra. How have you been experiencing the energy in this chakra? Have you been closed up and tightened in some ways? Have you been way too open? The way that energy flows into us, the way it flows out to others. Sometimes those, even with a sexual trauma, might be way too tight in this chakra or way too open in this chakra. But imagine the beauty of being able to say, oof, but man, I need to feel more grounded and safe. I need to learn how to safely open up my heart to others. Oh, I need to stand strong in my power and know who I am. See how all these chakras play with one another. How much do you allow yourself to create? As we close this meditation, let's just imagine a picture of really thick, warm liquid, like maybe like molasses, something nice and thick, warmed by either the sun or warmed by your source, infused with the energy of your source, and allow that energy, pour that pitcher of liquid over your body and track it with your mind's eye. You might need a couple of goes of it, and let it just wash any of the debris that's left from this meditation. Let it wash it out all the way down. Track it all the way down. Let it go out your roots into the earth, because I guarantee you the earth will know what to do. It loves waste. It knows what to do with waste. Turns it into fertilizer. Helps you grow from it. We didn't have to change that energy. We just had to understand it. We had to allow it to leave if it needed to. We had to allow it to help run out of our bodies when it was time. Taking a couple of deep breaths. And you honestly can stay here as long as you're able to, but we're running close to the edge here. Those transitional breaths can get you out of it into the present, wiggling in your seat, feeling your sit bones in the chair, watching your roots come out of the ground into your feet, knowing they're always there. Sometimes you need to walk around with little cleats in your feet, knowing that your root chakras just can always just be there. But again, you can pull them up. You can't get stuck. It's been nice having this reflective time, right? You might need to listen to this a few times to really grasp the understanding, but this chakra meditation is one that we can build on. Thanks for sharing your practice with me. We'll see you next week.